Hello, and thank you for joining me at Ask Nolan. Today, we're going to talk about this question here, number 10, that's from a Geometry Unit 3 test. Okay, so it says triangle LAH and triangle GRD are shown. They're asking us to determine which congruence theorem or postulate proves the triangles are congruent based on the information that's given. So, the first thing I'm going to do before we even start, I'm just going to number these over here 1, 2, 3, and 4 first. So that way, when I communicate, you all know what I'm talking about. Next, we'll just start with the first one. And for every part of it, we're going to put congruent marks up here. That's going to be the first thing. So it says angle A is congruent to angle R. So angle A is congruent to angle R. And then segment LH is congruent to segment GD. And then it says angle H is congruent to angle D. All right. Now, next, in order to determine which postulate or theorem it is, I'm going to put the letters A for angle and S for side around one of the triangles. I don't have to do both. So I'm going to just choose a triangle on the left. I'm going to put A for angles and S for sides. Now, I'm going to cross off the angle and the sides that don't have any congruent markings. For example, side AL doesn't have any congruent markings. Side AH doesn't have any congruent markings. And angle L does not have any congruent markings. So the only congruent markings are at angle A, angle H, and segment LH. Now, when you're naming it, when you're trying to figure out the order of the letters, is it angle side angle or is it angle angle side? When you're doing it, you cannot skip over two parts. So for example, if I start here at the top and I was to go down this way, I could not do that because I'm skipping over a side and an angle. So I know I can't name it that way. Because if I name it that way, that would be angle side angle if I kept going around this way. But like I said, because we're skipping over two parts, an angle and a side, you can't go in that direction. So I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to start here at angle A, and I'm going to go down this way. Okay. You can skip over one part, and we're only skipping over a side. So if we name it that way, that's angle angle side, which would be answer choice D for the first one. Okay, now I'm going to erase all of that, and I'm going to redo the process for each one. Now I'm going to go to number 2, the second one. This one says segment AH is congruent to segment RD. Segment LA is congruent to segment GR. And segment LH is congruent to segment GD. Every time they give you a new congruence, you have to do different congruency markings. And in this case, these were all sides. So this one is pretty straightforward. Even if we do the angle thing again, and then I put sides, the parts of this that do not have any congruent markings are all the angles. So this one, like I said, was pretty easy. This is side, side, side. So number 2 should be SSS. Okay. All right, now I'm going to erase that, and we'll do the third row. The third row says that segment LA is congruent to segment GR. Segment LH is congruent to segment GD. And angle L is congruent to angle G. Now, the first 2 times I used the triangle on the left. This time I'm going to use the triangle on the right. Still going to do the same thing. Put an A where the angles are and put an S where the sides are. And then I'm going to cross off the ones that don't have any congruent markings. No congruent markings, no congruent markings, no congruent markings. And then we just figure out the order. Whether you start here and go this way, or you start up here and go that way, they both say side angle side. So for the third row, that answer should be J, SAS, or side angle side. Oops. All right, let's erase all of that. And let's take a look at the last row, row 4. So in row 4, it says segment AH is congruent to segment RD. Angle H is congruent to angle D. And angle A is congruent to angle R. And then once again, we're going to label A for angles around the triangle, and then S for sides. And we're going to cross off the ones that do not have congruent markings. No congruent marking, no congruent marking, no congruent marking. And then this one is whether you start here and go that way, or you start down here and go back up this way. They both say angle, side, angle, which is answer choice O. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you complete number 10. All right.